Hey everybody, Hendrik here. Okay, so in my 2024 announcement video, I told you guys I'd be doing some commentary about certain things going on the internet. And I might as well start with something that happened relatively recently. 3 months ago, a documentary popped in, and it was about one of the original YouTubers that was just it blew me out of my mind. I'm talking about Boogie 2988. Now, like I just said, he was one of the original YouTubers. And got started 2006. Basically, the platform here was in its infancy back then. Hard to believe in 2 years it'll be 20 years old. That's crazy. But anywho, it was kind of a vlog for Boogie, you know. He would talk about one thing, talk about another, etc., etc. And then he got Francis in, which was his big alter ego. And in a way, he would use that to kind of vent about things that he didn't like. And in that regard, I'm okay with that. If you want to use an alter ego instead of yourself to say, like, oh, this game is trash, or I don't like how this thing is going on in our government or whatever, you can use an alter ego to get around it if you don't feel comfortable doing it. And I got no beef with that. There are a couple videos I still like to watch from time to time, like Mountain Dew Stew, Francis Alone on Thanksgiving. I think there's a couple others that I can't really think of right now. But as of lately, we found out Boogie is not in the best financial success. The guy is. You can only juggle so much depending on how much you get. Like, apparently he has a $250,000 home, and he also has a Tesla Model X. He still hasn't paid his mortgage off, and he still has to pay all kinds of health insurance and all that. And in the documentary, it's by Mike Klum, called "The Dark Sad Life of Boogie." I'm looking at it right now. I've got it up on my screen by my computer here. You can't see it. It's off screen right now. But I just got through a half hour of that, and I am disgusted with Boogie. He used to be called the Mr. Rodgers of the internet, and now he is just, I don't know if he'd be called a lol cow or whatever, but the poor guy, actually he's not a poor guy, he is a poor guy, if you know what I mean, because he's trying to juggle not only his personal kind of purchasing and all that, but the guy also goes out and spends a whole bunch of money on things he doesn't need. And I'm thinking, these are all luxury kind of things. Like, I gave up the whole video game kind of thing. Like, I do a lot of PC gaming. I recently, about a year ago, I got me a Nintendo Switch. And that was the most recent console I got. It's a fun console. But I'm not going to shell out like $80, $100 for a video game. I try to find one that's within my budget. What Boogie does is the moment a new game comes out, I forgot which ones he said. I think it was like Final Fantasy 16 or something like that. He had to have it. And I'm like, no, you don't have to have it. Focus on what you need, man. What do you need? And he needs like more to pay his mortgages, pay his car insurance, pay his health insurance, some other things that were mentioned in the documentary. But the guy goes out and he splurges so much money on women. He says it in the documentary. I'm not making this up. He spends so much on ladies. And he said himself he'd rather, do an LA 10 over an Arkansas 8. And I'm like, are you not hearing yourself? Is Boogie not hearing what's coming out of his mouth? Apparently not. It's really sad when you think about it. He does have a girlfriend. I'm not going to go into that. If you want to know more about that, go check out Some Ordinary Gamers. He talked a lot more about that kind of stuff than I ever could. But again, the fact that Boogie thinks YouTube is his answer for his wealth, it's getting to the point where it isn't. Like, there was one spot, like, I'm at this spot here where they're talking about his girlfriend, his new girlfriend, because apparently his first wife divorced, but I guess it was on good terms. Um, they said right beforehand he was in negative $7,000 or something like that. And if that was with me, I'd have alarm bells going off in my head, be like, how am I going to pay this off if that happened to me? If I was in Boogie's shoes and saw that my bills were that big, I'd be in panic mode. I wouldn't be sitting down and playing video games and all that, expecting, like, playing Skyrim or whatever he plays to bring in the dough, because it's not. It might, but all his money he gets is immediately offset by the mortgages, the insurance, how much he has to pay and all that. It pretty much gets negated. And then, you barely have enough to scrape by on yourself. And he lists all the ailments he has, and I'm thinking, dude, your stopwatch, your metaphorical stopwatch, it just, like, sped up, like, triple. It's on triple turbo, or whatever you want to call it. If he lives to be 50, that's good, but like he said himself, he's probably not going to make it to 60. And the other thing that he mentioned in the documentary was he doesn't want to get a job. He doesn't want to get a job like every other worker here in America. He feels that because he's 4 million subscribers strong or whatever, that he's unworthy or incapable of doing a job like you or me. Now, I know some people, like some ordinary gamers, Penguin Zero, all these people that have amassed over 1 million subscribers, and I guess I could lump in Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, those three I grew up on. Those three guys have been able to make YouTube work for them the right way, at least to my knowledge. Like PewDiePie, even if you look at him, he originally lived in Sweden. You could tell by whenever he would start swearing in Swedish, speaking Swedish, whatever. He and his wife, he's a dad now. Congrats to that. He saved his money, and he moved from Sweden to Japan with his wife and became a dad. So he did the right thing with YouTube. He didn't splurge it or anything like that, like Boogie here. He saved it, and then he made the decision to move. It worked out. And he probably still has to pay a mortgage on his new home, but he's got probably enough in savings. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming here that he's able to pay it off. PewDiePie will be able to pay off his mortgage in his new home. He's adjusting to the new lifestyle of Japan. And by the way, Japan seems to have some pretty cool stuff, almost exclusive stuff. But what I'm getting at here is that if you can make a living here on YouTube and do it right, you can afford what Boogie's affording and still have stuff left over in the bank. If you do the Boogie approach like he's doing, you're probably going to wind up homeless. Now, I don't want to say Boogie's going to end up homeless. I can't make that assumption. No one knows what's going to happen in the future. But if Boogie keeps this up, he might be homeless, or maybe he'll find some way to turn it around. I got no idea, okay? But from what I've seen in the documentary, like, the money, as he put it himself, money goes in, money goes out. And this is also why I don't trust crypto. He put in, I don't know how much money he put in. I think it was in the hundreds of thousands. He made more than he put in. He kept it in, and then it shriveled up. Like when you put a bunch of salt on a snail. It all just went poof. And he's like, oh, well, back to YouTube. That's pretty much what he did. It hurts when you see people like in his condition thinking that this is their only source of income, like me talking to you guys. If I would try to get a job and do this, that way I have multiple sources of income. But I see YouTube more as just a fun little platform. That's how I view YouTube. But for him, for Boogie, he sees us as ATMs. That's how I see it. He sees people like us as ATMs. He said it himself in many videos. Give me money, give me some money. You're not getting a penny from me, Boogie. You are not going to get a penny from me. And then whenever someone criticizes him, like some ordinary gamers, Boogie goes on this huge tyrant of, oh, you're making fake propaganda about me. Just watch the documentary, Boogie. You put it together yourself, essentially. It's just, it hurts my head a little bit trying to wrap around what logic, or what's left of it, is in Boogie's head, thinking that this is the right thing to do, when it's not. Oh, man. This guy is... He was liked at first, but then when things started to show up, people have been hitting that unsubscribe button real fast. Now, like I said, I'm going to be trying to do more of these commentary videos and all that. This being my first one, it was a little bit, I guess, rushed in a way. I was trying to, like, piece everything together. I'll probably do another commentary video on something else. It doesn't have to be people like this. It can be a video game. It can be the state of our political system. I know people don't like talking about it, but I might as well. It could be about anything, really. I mean, the next one I'm probably going to talk about is why numbers in NASCAR should be back under the driver's door instead of being pushed all the way forward. That'd be a nice topic. But yeah, I'm willing to give this commentary thing a try. And if you guys sound off in the comments, then sure, I'll give it a shot. Anyway, this is Hendrick, and, well, I am Hendrick. I don't know why I said it in third person, but whatever. I'm Hendrick, or Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. I should be wearing a 5, but I didn't have the hat with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm not sure what the video will be, but just stay tuned. See you later.